Hello guys, it's me Sanjay here. So what is this voltage divider? It is the very real life scenario which a lot of people used to face this problem. That's why I am going to discuss about this voltage divider right now. So first of all, when I need to go for the voltage divider. So that is what the thing we are going to do. Satya Swarup, sir, transformer works on AC and diode convert AC. Yeah, so that is where we will be using that IC Satya Swarup, because yesterday itself we have discussed about what is the IC is going to do. It is going to generate that pulses with a certain frequency, and it is like pulsating or some DC. That is then it is going to be given to the transformer, and then again transformer is going to step it down. Okay, yeah. So while talking about a voltage divider, what that voltage divider is going to do. So let us consider a scenario base. Like what is the scenario is at what scenario this problem occurs or something. That's what we are going to discuss now. So while talking about the scenario, imagine you buy a sensor. Okay. So you buy any sensor, even if you take ultrasonic or anything. Okay. If you buy any sensor, okay, it says output voltage is 0 to 5 voltage. Guys, are you clear? So if you take any sensor, is some sensor that is telling you that that sensor can able to output you the voltage of 0 to 5 voltage, and then we will be using STM32 microcontroller pin to accept the maximum 3.3 voltage. Imagine if you take a microcontroller chip. So what if your sensor output is 5 voltage, but your microcontroller pin is going to accept only 3.3 voltage? Then what will you do? Because if you are given the same 5 voltages to the microcontroller pin, like if you connect that sensor directly to the microcontroller pin, definitely you are feeding 5 voltage input to the 3.3 volt pin. Definitely the pin is gonna get burnt, and slowly or immediately, but definitely it is gonna get burnt. So if you buy a sensor with a 5 voltage output, but your microcontroller is compatible with just 3.3, so definitely we can't able to plug it in. If you are doing it, you will burn the pin. Definitely you will burn the pin of the microcontroller, because it is just compatible only for 3.3 voltage. But when you are giving a 5 voltage connection, definitely we will be burning it out. So now we need to bring that 5 volt signal down to 3.3 volt signal. So that is what the solution we have. How can we do that? By using the voltage divider circuit. We should not change the power supply. Okay, because the sensor is already compatible with 5. The sensor is going to work only if it is getting proper 5. Otherwise, won't work. It won't work. And also, we are not going to use any extra IC, just by using a 2 resistors. Okay, just by using a 2 resistor, we are going to solve this certain problem. Okay, that 2 resistor circuit is known as a voltage divider, and I hope you are ready to solve that problem by using a circuit itself. So now what we are going to do is, we are going to do the circuit first. And while talking about that circuit, this is how it is going to be. Imagine V in is going to be some certain voltage, like anything. It might be any voltage we have, like 5 voltage or anything. So V in or anything here, the voltage supply will be there. And here we will be putting a resistor called R1 and then R2. So this is by putting a simply like 2 resistors split, we can able to solve that above problem, which is called voltage divider. And the formula for this is going to be V out is equals to Vn of R2 divided by R2 plus R1. So just by putting up 2 resistor in series between your input voltage, this is what the input voltage, and the ground. So this is the input voltage positive probe, and this is the input voltage negative probe. Between this positive probe of the input voltage and between the ground of the this input voltage, we are gonna put 2 resistor. That's it. Okay, R1 and R2. We are going to put just 2 resistor right here, and to solve that certain problem. And for an example, in this scenario, we will be putting up 2 resistor. No, out of that 2 resistor, from 1 resistor parallelly, we are going to tap out the middle of the R1 and R2. So this pin you will be taking out. that is going to be called as a V out for you. The voltage, that middle point, depends on the ratio of the R1, R2. Yes. How it is going to be determined? Imagine if this is 10, this is 5, this is 5. Or this is 6, this is 4. Or this is 7, this is 3. Or 8 or 2. Or 1 or 9. Or 4 or 6. Or 3 or 7. Or so that is how the split works, right? So if it is a 10 voltages, it is going to be splitted among, for this two resistors, it is determined based on the ratio. Shall we determine, or shall we do it with the help of formula? While talking about the formula, this is what our formula is. V out is equals to V in multiples of, what is that V in? This is what the V in is. V in multiples of R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This is what the equation we have. Now, what if your R1 and R2 are equal? V out is exactly half of V in. Imagine this R1 is also 5 voltage, this R2 is also 5 voltage. So definitely the V in is going to be, the V out is going to be very simple. It is going to be a 5 voltage. Okay. So if R1 and R2 are equal, V out is equals to exactly half of the V in. Like definitely if this is going to be, it is going to eradicate 5 voltage. This is going to eradicate 5 voltage. Then the V in is going to be around, like half of the V in is going to be the output of the certain resistor. Imagine if this is the R1, which is 220 ohm. So another R2 is also 220 ohm. So ratio is very simple because it is 1:1. So this is 50%, this is 50%. When both the things are 50%, so the output V out, which is going to be equivalent to V in divided by 2, because equal half. So that's how your output is. What if your V out is equal with the equal resistor, 5 volt with the equal resistor, then your output is going to be 2.5 voltage as output. So that is why the fraction, that ratio, which is all very important. Now, let us solve a certain problem, how to substitute the formula, how to calculate it, everything I'll be teaching you right now. So here in this example, let us imagine this formula, V out is equals to V in multiples of R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Clear? What if you have a input voltage as 5 volt? Okay, we have a input voltage as 5 voltage. Imagine like any power supply you have. So we have a 5 voltage as a voltage source. And we want is a 3.3 voltage as an output. So whenever I need to give it to the microcontroller, I have to take it from this V out because it is going to give us 3.3 voltage. But whenever I want to connect the ultrasonic at the same time, I have to take it from this probe to this probe. Guys, are you clear? Let's tell it again. Imagine this is a 5V. That's what in the example they told. Okay, so this is what the 5 voltage, which is our input power supply. So this is what the input power supply we have as a 5 volt. Now, for the MCU, for the microcontroller, we need is a 3.3. Okay, for our microcontroller, we need is a 3.3 voltage. Okay, for the microcontroller, we need is a 3.3 voltage, which is going to be even called as V out. Okay, so what we will do is we will be putting up this kind of voltage divider circuit by putting 2 resistors. So, and also, what if you are ultrasonic? Okay, ultrasonic needs a 5 voltage. So what we will do, we will take this probe and this probe and we will connect these two is for ultrasonic. Why? Because we will get a 5 voltage as an output. But whenever I want to connect the microcontroller, I will take these 2 pins to connect it with the 3.3 voltage. So this is what the circuit we have. Hope you guys really got this. So this is what kind of problem we all gonna solve it right now. And I hope you all ready to solve it out, and I hope you all ready. So just carefully watch. Now we have this V in, like 5 voltage as a V in, okay, and 3.3 voltage as a V out. What does mean by that? In a formula, so V out is gonna, V in is gonna be a 5V voltage. So here it is gonna be 5. and V out is going to be 3.3. But what are all the unknown values? We know both. We don't know both values. We don't know both R1. We don't know both R1 and R2 as well. So that's why these two are unknown. Now let us substitute these two values in our equation. How can we substitute? Very simple. So V out is 3.3 is equals to V in is 5 multiples of R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Done. And 5 needed to come in this side, like towards the left side. So 3.3 divided by 5 is equals to R2 divided by R1 plus R2. And 3.3 divided by 5 is equivalent to 0.66 is equals to R2 divided by R2 plus R1 plus R2. Just carefully watch here. 0.66, which is gonna, like if you are representing in terms of percentage, it is 66%, right? And here we have R2, right? So what this is giving an answer, what it really means for us. So what this really means is, this is gonna tell you R2 must be 66% of the total resistance. So here we have two resistance, right? Two resistor, right? So out of this two resistor, what is that 66% is telling you? This R2 is gonna be a 62% when comparing with the total resistance. That's what the meaning of it. So remaining 38 is going to be handled, remaining 38% is going to be R1 resistor, and 62% is going to be handled by this R2 resistor. Guys, are you clear? Sorry, 66 means it is going to be 34. So 34% is going to be handled by R1 resistor, and 66% is going to be handled by the R2 resistor. That's what the meaning, or that's what this equation is telling us. Guys, have you guys got the point? But remember, we still have two unknown values, R1 and R2. We don't know still. So now let us freely choose any resistance you want. It is not any restrictions, guys. We don't have any restrictions because we are just since working with just a voltage. So we can choose any resistance you want, but the ratio matters. Okay, let me teach you that simply. Let us choose some resistors carefully. Like let us assume taking a 10 kilo ohm resistor. Let us assume, don't think like why you are taken specifically this, just as an assumption. Even you can take anything you want, but let me try to split up by using a 10 kilo ohm instead of handling ohm or mega ohms and all. We can solve these kind of problem majoritarily by using kilo ohm itself. So you just take a 10 kilo ohm. Okay, it is just assumption. So I'm just taking 10 kilo ohm resistor. And once you have taken a 10 kilo ohm resistor, what is the meaning here? The total resistance, because we have two unknown values, R1 and R2. So R1 plus R2 is equals to 10 kilo ohm. 10 is here. For the K, we will be putting 3 zeros here. Okay, 10 kilo ohm, which can be represented as 10,000 ohm. Done. Now, let us substitute into the R2. What is that R2 we have? So 10,000 multiples of 0.66, because we already know, right? It is a 60% around. So R2 is equals to 10,000 multiples of 0.66%. Not percent, by 0.66. So what is the output value? The output value, which is going to be 6,600 ohm. And how you will be converting into a kilo ohm, because here we already have 2 zeros for K, 6.6 kilo ohm. Guys, are you clear how we have calculated the R2? If you are clear how we have calculated R2, all people just post clear R2 Sanjay in your comment section. And after calculating an R2, then we will do the rest of the stuff simply by substituting R1, okay, is equals to 10,000. This is the total resistance, right? R1 plus R2 is equals to 10,000. So we'll substitute directly there. So now we have already got an R2, right? So R1 is equals to 10,000 minus R1, which is going to be 6,600, where we will be getting 3,400 ohm. And if you're converting into a kilo ohm, it is going to be 3.4 kilo ohm. So you can easily see out of the 10K, when it is being splitted into 66 to 34% ratio. So our R1 resistor value is going to be 3.4 kilo ohm resistor, and R2 resistance is going to be 6.6 kilo ohm resistor. But definitely, I hope you already know, we don't have 6.6 kilo ohm properly in our resistors. 3.4 kilo ohm also doesn't exist in a real life. So what we will do, we will choose a nearby value in the sense, instead of 6.6 kilo ohm, we will be choosing 6.8 kilo ohm because 6.8 kilo ohm resistor is available. And instead of choosing 3.4 kilo ohm, please choose 3.3 kilo ohm resistor. So 6.k resistor is there and 3.3k resistor is also there. Now let us verify it. How can we verify it? Simple. So V out is equals to 5 multiples of 5 is V and 6800, which is R2, divided by R1 plus R2. We are substituting in this equation. And 5 multiples of 6800 divided by 10,100 and 5 multiples of 0.673 and is equals to 3.36 voltage. So what is that 3.36 voltage is telling us? It is instead of exactly 3.3 voltage, right? So 3.36. So it is a right answer, which this and 0.06 loss, which is can be acceptable. You can handle it because not loss. 3.36 is a 0.06 additionally, because even though if you take any microcontroller which is compatible with 3.3 voltage, it can even handle 3.36 voltage as well. 0.06 is not going to create any difference. So this is what the output we are going to get it right here. So here we will be getting around 3.36 voltage as an output. So what you can do, you can directly connect this probe to the what? You can directly connect this probe to a microcontroller.